Song is called The Last Shift, and I wrote it just over 3 years ago now about the closure of Kellingley Colliery in North Yorkshire on December the 18th, 2015. My cousin Mick was a miner, and the last time I saw him he was only about 60, and he was sort of prematurely compromised by 40 years down the pit. He had 2 serious accidents, many minor ones. A lot of his skin was covered in those curious, strange tattoos where the coal dust has got into cuts under the skin. And his lungs were shot. He walked with a stick. But he told me 2 things almost in the same breath. First of all, he said, I wouldn't let my sons work down the pit. But in almost the same breath, he said, I loved it. I loved every minute of it. And so that's really what this song is about. The Last Shift, Kellingry Colliery, Yorkshire. The lamp room shines with memories, the canteen's closed for good. Pit bottom seems the pump's turned off, or left to slowly flood. The shearer's under water now, while shower heads run dry, and the scrapmen wait outside the gates, old scores the reason why. The winding gear is silenced, feel the devil at our backs. We've signed off at the swipe machine, left soldiers' lights and packs. The grinding gears and spinning wheels are rusting where they stand, while power stations fuel our homes with coal from far-off lands. Oh, the lamp room shines with memories, the canteen's closed for good. Pit bottom seems the pump's turned off, are left to slowly flood. The shearer's under water now, while shower heads run dry, and the scrapmen wait outside the gates, old scores their reason why. The beast and seam is buried, old King Cole's been left for dead. Us miners have to soldier on, our families to be fed. For a few £1,000 for 20 years, a hobbit down a hole. With 30 million tons below, I'm shamed to claim the dole. The lamp room shines with memories, the canteen's closed for good. Pit bottom seems the pump's turned off, are left to slowly flood. The shearer's under water now, while shower heads run dry, and the scrapmen wait outside the gates, old scores the reason why. With global warming, fossil fuel must go, I understand, but our deep pit's been sacrificed for coal from foreign lands. And though I wouldn't want my sons to labour down the mine, good fellowship made me a man, the best of humankind. So the lamp room shines with memories, the canteen's closed for good. Pit bottom seems the pump's turned off, are left to slowly flood. The shearer's under water now, while shower heads run dry, and the scrapmen wait outside the gates, old scores the reason why. I was asked to write a poem or a song about the Peterloo Massacre, St Peterfield's Massacre up Manchester Way 200 years ago this August. And I thought, well, I can't write a detailed song or poem about that, because it's like asking you to write a poem about the trenches in the First World War. You weren't there. But what I did decide to do is to write a song about what that means to me, putting it in its historical context, and also putting it in a context of my life since I was a teenager in 1960s to now. It's called Believe, and it's full of references to Shelley's poem The Mask of Anarchy, but not particularly many mentions of Peterloo itself. It's called Believe. Rise like lions after slumber. We meet to talk about low pay, our masters own the time. We swear an oath of secrecy, that is our only crime. A living wage, fair shares for all, for bread and liberty. Tulpuddle way we reap and so we will be free. Oh, the mills round here are silenced now. We import all our clothes from sweatshops crammed with kids and mums, where labour costs are low. A living wage, fair shares for all, for bread and liberty. Sing, we are many, they are few. We will be free. Oh, they've shut down all the steelworks here. They say we can't afford. They argue it's more sensible to buy in from abroad. A living wage, fair shares for all, for bread and liberty. We'll work with nature, not destroy. We will be free. When Thatcher plots to close the pits in 1984, she's out to break the unions and flout our civil law. A living wage, fair shares for all, for bread and liberty. Same health provision, rich and poor. We will be free. There's homeless people, others toil on 0 hours low pay, denied the rights we've struggled for. I'm talking now, today. A living wage, fair shares for all, for bread and liberty. So shake your chains to earth like dew. We will be free. Oh, you diggers and you levellers, trade unions, chartists too, who fought for hard-won workers' rights, those slain at Peterloo. A living wage, fair shares for all, for bread and liberty. We're children of a wiser day. We will be free. When I wrote this song, a mate of mine says that's sheer plagiarism. And I said, it's not as bad as when Tony Blair took a copy of the Tory manifesto, crossed out Conservative and wrote in New Labour. But it is rather pinched from one of my heroes, Woody Guthrie. It's called This England. 95% of the words of mine, you'll know the tune. Please join in the chorus, which goes, this land is your land, this land is my land, from Seven Sisters, which is down there, to Holy Island, from Norfolk Broad to Derwentwater, this land is made for you and me. And that's the first verse as well. So, this England. This land is your land, this land is my land, from Seven Sisters to Holy Island, from Norfolk Broad to Derwentwater, this land was made for you and me, from Crystal Trout Stream to Mighty River, from Wooden Footbridge to Blackwell Tunnel, from Northern Fellside to Chalk Hill Blue South Downs, This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From Seven Sisters to Holy Island, from Norfolk Broad to Derwentwater, this land was made for you and me. From Crystal Trout Stream to Mighty River, from Wooden Footbridge to Blackwell Tunnel, from Northern Fellside to Chalk Hill Blue South Down. I've done it once. This land is made for you and me. This land is your land, practice. This land is my land. From Seven Sisters to Holy Island, from Norfolk Broad to Derwentwater, this land was made for you and me. From ancient Stonehenge to the A1 Angel, from Paddy's Wigwam to Wren's Cathedral, from Pendle Hill to Glastonbury Tor, this land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From Seven Sisters to Holy Island, from Norfolk Broad to Derwentwater, this land was made for you and me. From Thomas Telford to Bob McAlpine, from Geordie's Rocket to Brunel's Ironcraft, from working folk who shaped with eye and hand, this land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From the Seven Sisters to Holy Island, from Norfolk Broad to Derwentwater, this land was made for you and me. From Boudica to women's suffrage, from Leveller to Talbottle Martyr, I hear their voices on the wind. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From Seven Sisters to Holy Island, from Norfolk Broad to Derwentwater, this land was made for you and me. Not just them rich bods in their fine houses, stock markets, spivs and merchant bankers, the people sing out loud and clear, this land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From Seven Sisters to Holy Island, from Norfolk Broad to Derwentwater, this land was made for you and me. Each one of you who's made your home here, no matter when or where you hailed from, join with me now and raise these rafters high. This land was made for you and me last time. This land is your land, this land is my land. From Seven Sisters to Holy Island, from Norfolk Broad to Derwentwater, this land was made for you and me.